Hello, Kevin Nemacki here, and today we're going to learn to write the character and tone statement in a creative brief. This is the final section of the creative brief that we'll be talking about in this creative series, the character and tone statement. What we're trying to answer when we get to this final part of the creative brief is, in what way should we speak to the target? So that is the character or tone, in what way we want to speak. I've grouped the tips today into a few key categories. The first is things to consider. These will be questions to ask yourself or things to think about as you're writing your character or tone, as well as do's and don'ts. So first, under things to consider, archetype. You can actually go on Google and type in brand archetype, and you'll probably get a number of example models that you can check out. And this is useful information you can think about when you're writing the character and tone statement. It will basically show you usually a wheel of some sort of different types of archetypes of brand characters and example brands that fit those different types. So use that kind of tool and think about, how does that apply to your brand? Which brand personality archetype might your brand be? Just be aware that not all brands have to fit into a single box. You can also combine, and there are some variations in between, but it's a good place to start. The second one on our consider list, the second tip, is differentiation. Consider what makes your brand personality possibly different from others. A lot of times, brand personalities, brand characters sound very similar inside of the same category. So you want to think about, how is your brand different in terms of its personality? And the third under consider, does your brand character inspire the creative team that's about to do the work? Whether it's an agency or whether it's an internal team, you want the character to actually inspire something and inspire good creative work. So is it inspirational? All right, under do's, the first thing we have to do is positioning. So hopefully your brand has some kind of positioning in place, an equity pyramid or a positioning statement, and there may be character implications there, or you may have identified a character already. So if that's the case, you want to pull that and bring that into your creative brief. The second is to name or describe an actual person. If you're writing a brand character, it's important and helpful to think about one person, one individual. This isn't necessarily the same as your target audience, but you want to think of the character of the brand as a person. And as I just mentioned, brand character does not mean necessarily your target audience. They may be two different people. Under our don'ts, these are watch outs, things we want to avoid when writing the character or tone statement. Being vague or common. There are lots of common, vague words and language that appear in character and tone boxes on briefs that a lot of different brands use, thinking that it makes them different or unique when really everybody sort of starts to sound the same. So that's something to keep in mind. We don't want to be vague. We want to use specific words, and we don't want to do things that are common or that other people are doing necessarily. Second, lacking personality. If we don't think of it as a unique person, if we don't think of the character as a unique person, then chances are we're going to lack some personality, and we're really not going to get creative work that stands out. And then lastly, going far off equity. So if we have a brand position or a brand equity that we're trying to create over time, we want to reinforce that and not counteract that. Now that we've gone through these tips, I want to show you a couple of examples that help bring this to life. The first would be a not so great example of language you often see in character or tone statements within creative briefs, and that's the one on the left here. So the character box might read something like trustworthy, approachable, comfortable, relatable, friendly, modern, innovative. These are all nice sounding words, and many brands, of course, would want to be these things. But when you see this kind of language in the character or tone box, it really leads to a bunch of nothing, to be honest. It's not unique, it's not standout, and it sounds a lot like what a lot of brands might want to have associated with their brand. So when you use these tips and you actually think about a person, a unique person and a unique voice, and you write it in that way, you might actually end up with something much better like the one on the right. An inspirational general patent speaker. He's loud, bold, brash, calculated in pace, confidently persuasive. He's the kind of person that you would follow into any situation. That statement is much more inspirational and much more specific, and you could see how it could lead you to advertising or communications that might be more standout and unique in the marketplace versus just using vague general words like the example on the left. So use all these tips. Hopefully they inspire you when you're writing your next creative brief, and you can come up with the character and tone for your brand that is much stronger. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified when videos like this are released, go ahead and ring the bell. And last but not least, if you want more in-depth training like this for you or your teams, check out the link in the description below. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.